Gerard. No more Nasi. I'm more contact on us, so almost started with those time no track. Almost reunion can for one of the classic video those times. I bet one and yes, I'm Supernatural. Well, now so the Kufisa Pomo and Ojimo so I started at the bell. So there was a need for us to move. And question me share said there's some movement, you know. A dear Baba Bedru, and now me no can say. We have gospel artists shooting a music video and paying over 100,000 Ghana cedis. We've gone to that level. And then say offer a Skyweb. Now offer your friend saying Abbas. Now offer Mark Willis. On my production budget for a regular video, simplified video crowd also open. You are talking about 45,000 Ghana cedis. Over spending. That is for one song. And I believe, sir, the conversation I have with you, and I'm happy, sir, Honorable Frank, admitted our fact and said, yeah, a Jumabia Koso, whatever you are seeing today, no, I'm sorry, one day walk up and a buy it. It took some Nipabia more than say, baby, a gospel no kono. Yen to me emphasis Sambra, especially with in the external community. And because Mecca, Mamimda, Kofi don't quite be power. Especially trying as much as possible, pushing gospel music even onto the African market space. To the extent of questions, and now I know Kasa it is to the Kasa. Oko Trace Music Africa, they have a slot for gospel music coming from Ghana on Tuesdays and immediately 4 p.m. All the newcomers, gospel, Abba Ereni, now they give you the top 10 gospel from Ghana. They are top hits from Ghana and some of my focus from Ghana to celebrate Ghanaian gospel music. As I don't know, anyhow, I remember some years back, me call London. Now there was some TV station with no more 1G. Now they were gospel community no more based with UK. I'm a call no. They can get some very good videos from Africa, Ghana, and they play and command the budget on power. This is well not common. And then you cross out to that level. And then we come to the performance aspect. Performance, said they are not gospel. Your limitations near no my wo. Yendi ye pe kakra ye nya so dan ne ye kakaka na ejina ne perform one. That was our traditional system. Neja ya perform ne kwa baby. And then this new breed of gospel artists decided to challenge themselves. Say, it is possible. Say, stages no platform now. Possible say platforms now. Secular artists ejina omoko na dade me omoko. You bet to me yes, maybe to my challenge now yet to me even ticketing at the actual start charge for events. Because and I'm happy say Nino can mention this. So and next year awards, big awards power Ghana. So compare the performance of the secular. Now compare the performance of the gospel. Because the only difference time slots out sometimes you to me shut down from my gospel artists there. Gospel artists, you're more 30 minutes, you're more 1 hour. They do about say you can't 5 album, near almost 7 minutes. So we deliver on 7 p. These are some of the limitations. These are barriers we still need to challenge ourselves and break. Irrespective of say you're winning and say you're winning even the friend said the topmost awards overall artist of the year. We've had almost about 2-3 gospel artists. One more to me are getting closer. 2 have won. And then the last one almost even won it. Excel said, development, any effort, and what they share gospel moon, we are making a lot of impact. Now, the biggest year Mimi will say, there is something that is called urban music, urban gospel, and then traditional or contemporary gospel. These are the 2 main. I exist a warrior memoir as Ghana. Adia aka womu say kwan ye betima faswa ye betima merge these 2 particular strengths here away from the urban anyway mu no ye betima merge yourself strongly near to compete on that front line as gospel industry. Now when who say more these are the particular And I think that's from years back, that was an issue of Patience Nyako. Say, you say one more two brofono, I won't bet my two brofono corner, or more the mileage, or to me, I represent Ghana in everything. One more two. These are some of the challenges. We need to look at some of these things and do a proper review. Now, young position gospel no as a strong as a frontliner. I able to compete with everything. Because see, my last word I make and say where we are getting to now, we are not far from having a gospel artist winning a BET. And it is a space we need to penetrate. Conversations are also pushing Stonebwoy for Grammy Awards, Grammy nominations, and all this thing that is going. We've gotten to that level where we need to push gospel artists also to get closer to the Grammys. Because we have cooked ourselves. We've gone through the pedestal. We've challenged ourselves. The vision is clear. And it is possible that we can be able to make it if we are united. That's worse. Yeah, that's worse. So
Prophecy, encouraging the my send I mean, especially say you call outsider, they check your sound, they check your visual. I mean, your visual is quite very easy. I mean, it will be over DSTV, we are here 322. 332, that's Trace Gospel. We share videos are a free Ghana echo. And you see, interesting thing is videos are sana be free hand. You can son is what hands and echo. And we are selling good stuff out there. Me call Kenya last December. And they were telling me that Obiba no Wakatem said, Ghana for Aden video no Adayana Sika Hina Mudika and besides Ade. Also, the quality of productions are yadiba. I mean, in terms of, and I have engaged Menkro for Trace Gospel and we had that conversation many times. And they're like, when they are looking for high budget, high quality video, Nigeria, Nipa based in Unumi and Sapi, the kind of production are yadi come. I think there were challenges in Kitty and Minion Edika Kabako. Say it mean sorry no support. Senior class embassy some years ago, almost saw more artists and then all the artists are no more with the church. But you realize that the artists are doing very well individually because the church marketed them very well globally. So it means as a platform, send a soft company for your software can see to coin. I think that was what Pastor Chris did. Well, he got them involved, they were employed in the church, and he was traveling with them, was giving them all the exposure, and then they are everywhere. I think just about a week ago, Sinach a concert or O2 Arena was massive. You know, it means just support TV from the church. Say, sorry, Nenka say, oh, Apostle General, now, meaning so Samuel or that's yeah, Meshia on emoji, oh, America, but the other could be on emoji and minister. It was beautiful. A bois ama artist nini, a bois ama artist nunya exposure, a bois our quite be so. Say, let me and Yasaham Wadi be because in terms of delivery, we have one of the finest songwriters. I feel that's the one the first recognition. That's Kofi Kakari was artist recorded last weekend. Kofi Kakari maintained the down. Mukulilu, so from South Africa. And our friend say, "Oh, be recorded be na new be free Ghana. Or be say, oh yeah cover." And I'm saying you better send me we bow down that song. And I'm saying, who did not was sending the man? I said, mention the back on a person and a Casanonia the permission. Oh, yeah, no. From South Africa. Me, I didn't know then. You know, so we have people who write songs that will take us globally. But the challenge, you know, why not say so we thank God say a movie at your as he was said we are helping this cause. Yes, we're having a lot of backlash in the attempt, but I know the occupation has a better fun. That's what they do.
Kwesi, I would say that conversation elevation I have one very good for the gospel space because never be within the gospel space has always been within. Into platform say elevate such discussions. Into better what say we are we. And I think that pointy these line items now are huge achievements. No? We need to pay attention and give special thanks to a certain era, which has some way somehow changed the face. Because you agree with me, and Christian is here, you agree with me that when these young guys came from 2010, 2011 with the then young woman, Celestine, a lot of things.
Then young woman.
Yeah. A lot of things within the space, no assistant. Usha, I think 13, 40 years ago, Celestine started the event. Joe started 12 years ago. And when you watch their events 14, 30 years ago, it's not the same as now. They have improved in production. They've improved in how the event setup is. And also, some of these people introduce some things which has brought a whole enlightenment to the space. They record the event and make millions outside, also are blessed by this event. And when they are blessed by these events, they get some of these calls outside because they say you have a platform that people can be elevated as YouTube and normal sharing all of that. So we have to give a special thanks to these artists for obeying the call of contemporary gospel. Contemporary gospel has helped the space. They say there, I said another question and say, can those days 2011 radio station contemporary gospel very, but they say there. Right now, if you say we add it to the traditional gospel, and not only traditional gospel have a kind of one urban gospel and so far on the fence. And so we have to say a special thank you to this kind of people for obeying the call because that time, because let me give you one of the things that made Celestine Donko, the Joe Metal start their own event was because those times they're not getting massive video airplay. You see that time now, boss and the Aropa. Boss, you have to stop before you play Crazy Love. I remember. You have to stop play jingle before you play Crazy Love. Crazy Love by Akesi. It's Crazy Love. Because it was not syncing with the the flow. No, it was not syncing with the flow. It also stop your breaking. I thought about Crazy Love. About Crazy Love, I don't have to stop you about jingle. I thought about another. So basically, I think that they decided to take their fate in their own hands to start these events to gather people, and it has worked. And now it has become mainstream. And as it has become mainstream, it didn't only become mainstream; it has changed the face. It has brought some elevation to the Okay. And most of them.
Yes.
Most of them.
Yes.
Yeah, because now does that necessarily no, because now they were gathering their own audience.
Yes.
They were gathering their audience and building their audience. In Tushia, Celestine First event, maybe 100 people, 200 people. Then he gathers audience, and he grows to the audience. He goes to regions. Oh, it's true. No. All of them agree with me on the table.
But who can say sometime?
No, you can challenge it.
You can challenge it. Who can say sometime? Emir Bano.
No, I did accuse you. I said Uber Bono nice and Uber jingle. I said
that was airplane only in Yanasa. Now you're in Yanasa. The rappers with a watch Supernatural. How many times I was Supernatural?
Those times.
Because it was sorry, it was more like one of the times. Because me can't pass the Supernatural. Me answer me. Obi Baka James say, what's that? Problem you they gotta for pepper. That was you one welcome.
There was one. Kwasi bisa won say ede na ma acapella e call pom. Acapella edu ba bi no acapella gospel e wo town ha was I think the second top uko program bi a welcome we go na ye nkofo bom dodo na ye you no dey way. It went down because of the lack of support and the push for it with the numbers. To say they are not urban for no, starting no munya numbers. They were until the baby no. If you go to a now we the kind of support base now. Ujidi no sunsuma awono. Ain't me that kind of community na e grow no. Ain't me na. But the urban gospel people they survived.
So South America said so we have to just say give them their flowers for holding the torch and saying that no we are not, because that time no crazy most of the times it was mostly high life gospel, but there was a generation coming from the universities, not more years and program being inter-schools competition. So now there was a market for this kind of music, and they held this music to where it is now. And for me, if you ask me, say, is there a future? Because there is a huge future ahead. We've come from somewhere, and I believe there's a huge future.
Now, when it comes to the structural weakness of the do they share that same sentiment? For instance, we told when we see there, gospel music and beyond. So, when you get against it, these are the weakness. You might be a picture the gospel music that then quickly they will touch on with great forward. I'm very actually making about but this particular music to do the person
So my first production.
This is my year.
Started growing. I'm not confident. I want you some talk. We ain't on the more to I know nothing's coming. I feel see no harm. Hey, my baby show you how so I'm a fan.
Because when DJ offer I'm friend of meeting saying you want to send me the more fast and I'm a bullet. It's a millions of big of Colana. They will help me responsible. Hey, you see, Jeff, on me, almost started swapping one family. Who now they addition up and so
that's the an extremity.
Sure. That I'm not sure with you. I saw my catch one day. Or decided to obey or look at the bed, you might be very fair. One day, I said, Mr. Offer. I said, Mr. Betchman to you up more to be the family. Yeah, and then you offer to my friend, this is brand. My friend, G50,000.
I just love the song.
Anytime you see the reason I'm saying that and then you see when I was playing God to the from worship to meet this is what I normally love.
Anybody who used to listen to me on Sunday. And this one because of my poor boy. I've just love with this particular thing because of
At the same time, so
Dry like
I think my friend called me supernatural boys.
Celestine don't go with this one supernatural. This year is going to be your year. This is an election year. Your party is going to win.
hallelujah.
Your party is
Prophet Amadi. Prophet Amadi.
Amen.
Amen
For jail. And give up a promise to go up. That's what we should our town need.
There's no election.
There's no election.
So,
supernatural.
I'm not really needed by you. You only use one.
Yes, I'm for them. Yes, I'm them.
Goodbye. No further than that. I'm not from you for so. You are not wrong. No, unless you need me for a program. So I'm only useful when I'm needed.
there's nothing.
Sound for them.
If not here, your number, we have number. If not here, we'll be shit. I did. I could tell you 20 my dear.
Deputy CEO, Creative Art Agency, 35.
20 my dear. You know it. Let her hear.
Minifi.
Because you matter.
He's a host.
I'm an animal.
Are you for me now?
Money in that game. These are things that and I never need to hear music, gospel music that you ain't even calling. You never need to hear hammer. There, you never bet it. And 90 years time, you have to the first one that he talks about now comes with them. But we lack an interface between what we do and the corporate world that has the budget to finance activities. The gospel music industry is started by two things: acting skills with little attention to downstream ability. Over the years, we have developed quality production skills. One of the things when we had a few instrumentalist engineers and other relevant labor factors producing what we enjoy today. There are so many matured and quality acting labor available for the production of whatever event or music that can compare to any other in the world. However, we lack people who will present the quality product and services we produce corporate valuable venture in their marketing practice. Only as I said, the gospel music industry, this is what your brother is saying. The radio channel, you already said, yes, what will we need more young man, but you don't have the people who need one. Near one are more young, who make your package, present it to the corporate government. So that they have money, almost they can spend. They have the budget, the money that you're looking for, kind of money. But after you've done all everything, that's what you go to do, you shoot a quality video, and that is nothing that presents it well. another problem. That's the first thing. Now, the second bit you mentioned says we lack proper administrative structure. Our operations are usually run by one individual who juggles between business development, artist management, booking, tour management, etc. We all operate in isolation of the economic space. Once an artist produces a song, market it and sell it for a fee, all business protocols must be observed. In an economic space, certain business rules must be well understood, must be made functional for the growth, sustainability, and profitability of the brand or product. This year, I'm saying, but not can say, it's fine, business in terms of administrative structure now. I say, you go back to the track of all trades, you go back to where you be, but when you say, in the administrative or the economic business space, and that M1. There una listen una mention that there's so three set up proper administrative structure.
And then the school
And
will
the Friday committee said, hey, anyway, you're not gospel music in that you want to. I think it's in the entire music industry. Yes, when you get into the secular government, you find some of these things there. This problem also is there. Now the third one that you talked about is the inability of seeing successful cultural activities to chart a clear path for upcoming ones is a major challenge. Recently, we've seen a new generation of cultural activities that have been busy with a lot of it. Unfortunately, the persons a bit started without any scientific approach to starting your music career and moving it into the mainstream for maximum benefit. And maybe I'm going but the person said, yes, when we said there are some successful gospel artists, this year or over. And I will chat to my man what we do with you. I will say, well, at the end of the day, it easily will be Anyaman or two or that is one of the weaknesses that he finds in the gospel music industry. The last one. The last it says that the unavailability of records is really hindering the growth of the gospel music industry. Well over 2 decades since the recognition and gradual adoption of a contemporary gospel music, we haven't had any properly organized record labels to fund and promote record labels. That's also something that this was the secular sector as well. So these are some of the challenges. You need to make some more comments. So let me come to this guy. Moving on.
Okay.
Now meet you. First, you share with me so these are the challenges. Yes, gospel, if you want to make your to really be at the work that and now, yes, you agree, but there are some more. Senator, we do.
Oh, brother, see, Nick and Kasa, or you'll be a wood, English Unimupa, and Tino Canon, Menino Yagin Pa. Nemum, do now so your issue, and yet just gospel in Kwa. Send one can have GB2 mono, affected both sides. For example, the interface now, that's the first point, it's very true. But I think for some time now, I think we are beginning to organize ourselves well in that line. Dennis, Nino, and now all can be this Joe program on almost edge data. And so, sitting on a data. Say Basse and they were quite make a case or baby say, oh, maybe MTN or any of these big brands, say they make a sponsorship. He has evidence to show you, say, or data to to prove. So that is there. We are beginning to understand the need to get the right people, the right marketing agencies. We are talking to some of them to help us organize a structure, position ourselves well in that line. Yes, it's a fact that is there. But some of us are really working on that. Me say this year, my celestial praise. Reason is that I realize that we want to give it a new look. We want to repackage it, but the kind of investment we need to execute that, so we need partners, and if you need partners, you need to work with professionals.
Shots fired.
Me pachola any breaking.
Answer.
No, but you see, and this the beer was a free new coffees. That is why we need partners, and so we need to get partners that will sell the vision to. We'll get them to understand what we want to accomplish. Then to also make a point to them what they stand to benefit from what we have. And see, that is where the necessarily A-listed gospel artists here. I don't think at this point Joe Concert is a 1 million cedis budget imposed. That's why I don't think at his level Sankayewo structure is not working very well. I don't think that I said on deep on the it could be very easy for investors to get on board and say, oh, this is a solid brand. It's one of the best gospel brands we have. And, I mean, all the business elements or the commercial elements in it. Okay, I was saying to me, I said, well, and okay about administrative structures. So, do you know about a one-man show? Yes, because we don't have the funds to be able to employ people full time. You can have 1 or 2 people. Me say, I have a publicist or I have a communication team that I work with. They are not full time, but per annum there's a contract. So we know that, okay, the year has ended, we renew. So those structures are there. We don't have them in-house full time. Yeah, employ because Bosome, as a little me PRO. PRO. What's a Bosumi Bia, maybe $1,000 so that I don't have that kind of a budget. It's a gradual process. Me pacho and I make us a medium, but you move your device ways are services maybe to make us efficient, if I should put it that way. The issue about record labels, now saying some of our churches announce or must start record labels, but beyond the announcement, I mean, sure they won't be but the record label say and just gospel and me and Kasama, sorry, I see this and also I saw back keepers. Miss Kasama, Miss sorry. Oh, that means sorry, launch it, but beyond the announcement, just the two churches now make an. Oh yeah. I never asked. You're prepared what they went to do. So the point I'm trying to make is that sorry, no, some send make a Christ Embassy. Christ Embassy started with Adayi husband was the first CEO who ran that scheme. And I building. Record labels, the churches can help us do it better if they get involved because
my dad not be why the church is like 20, knowing that he will no longer be with the church when he finds but the church is for my church to be advised to business. How do we expect the
brother, see, I'm saying we are not going into Christ Embassy issues, but what the issues now fear and car if you send your work and on cancer. But again, even if Asana has invested into one to build them up as a seed for their services into the ministry, I don't think it's a bad idea anyway. That is my personal opinion. And I really think that in terms of record labels, some of us, we have we've built ourselves over the years. It's up to our churches to begin to know, say, oh, okay, Dennis, you have these abilities in teach. Oh, so quiet for Dennis. Adam can Dennis be an you know, Dennis. You know, you know, expertise, knowledge, in this space. Father, son, na I am building, but because Debbie make us say, as say, Council Literature, so for our Assemblies of God, messenger obey preachy from the pulpit, you know. Say the church member, BT says Celestine Doko, first message, you know, the two man, and you will be quite actually, you know, be country pulpit. You say, and quite ye, Jumano, and yes, I think we should pay so much attention to the music and our ministers, build them up to the level that where our pulpit message will not reach, our music will surpass them.
Yeah, because you monitor. Yeah, monitor. Because structural weakness, but crucial. Any dia fit any successful a kind. Na crucial. I just say BB as I say. Me the na move for pa.
Brother Bacho. Some castle or song, album and single.
Bisayesu. But more soft copy.
Let this no conversation be a personal issue.
I think they are not being fair to this young man. Because one boy, no need that. You can't Celestine and boy. You can't. I know you are very good. I mean, play it.
But this issue, we need to, let's stay focused. But don't remember be a destructive attention.
Play it.
He's
a disappointed gospel musician.
You've been a man of your words, and I want you to get focused.
Where is the song?
Stay focused where you are going.
So you are a musician.
That's it. So young cousin
with no structure.
Abraham Migusu make come as will be undistracted. The thing is, I've seen quite a number of artists about radio interview. Oh, even platform use. Now, Ubi Sani say gospel now, you know. Ode pedenya or see me the niska, it's a mere gospel. Ubi so as a mania awards in tea and a mere gospel music. That kind of talk. Now, then fast forward, some artists now 4 years, 3 years, will be a successful artist. When you break through. Then the same person now, or better a few years ago, said, or no, yeah, was in Tino, then yes, getting away gospel. The same person now, I feel no, I started share flyers, say short code, no, a star, so and so, vote for me to win gospel song of the year. That is a mindset of artists, yes, to be fighting within our own space as gospel people. Near clear yourself, you will your position. Make a cast. Brand position is very, very important. As a minister, a Juma Oyem. A young from Swa, represent gospel artist, BBT, as I said. A young from Swa, say, obey gospel artist, now be performed, be now be charging. One. A young from Swa, so we are gospel artist, now be catch will be said. You're nominate two, say, maybe I was because you're nominate two, and you're satanic. It is not satanic to be nominated in any awards platform. Will be clear your mind out. We are Juma, a nipper be a was as to be a pabas body. We are Juma no Juma so any about Abbas body, and young from Swa. And no Chester won't call heaven, and now we are Satan. And you're wrong, so we are gospel artists. Now we are Juma, no in your car, when you're Range Rover, now them now the Nantu Kuma. What you say? It is important say your space, no. You better some of these things as I said the you better me a position your mindset as to a Jumano a hifan yejina. Your recordings is cut. Because and then single track album. If you want to perfect it, you will spend like 15,000 Ghana cedis. One song, single track, one song. Studio record the back cost about 15,000 cedis. Music video, who could video, we spend about 45,000. One may be creatives and my and one other day. And then no one was a year. Where is the area no can as I said was also cry a year from a number a pushing human promotion, social media bloggers. And it's how better radio so now can say me and yes, now we gospel music and now we hear music at Juma. You are shooting yourself in the foot because at the end of the day, no, don't we are now our chronos have a time marker say, young conform sponsor and financier. There be now also yes, country now we hear gospel music. Why are you then crying say you need promoters or you need financiers? Who the financiers say then? Because already no, you have what stated to the word said, yes, country now we hear gospel. Into one I didn't say one and for the seeker MF find with temptation of happiness in your house. So this is one of the challenge. We need to state by fact where we belong and what we want to do as industry people. Because they are told to be industry support, gospel nankasa. Nanse me hu se enema bi esesa kakakra. Se bon se gospel way ya dia. No way the larger community and the 2 and 25 that's what with that. Structure weaknesses are making. There be structure weaknesses are making. We are lacking that kind of broad day support to ourselves as gospel people. A year gospel musician be difficult to say. Obe say Celestidon ko release nyom. A year difficult say. Obe so na panwa for Celestidon ko flyer. Now what you must share academy Celestidon ko nyum way is available on iTunes to be question. It's a difficult thing. But on gospel ni ono there oya nyum a. Now I share the gun for be as a share for me. Now unko be ye. Upeso be ba ye. If you don't go to somebody's funeral, don't expect people to come to your funeral. Ye be wi aso no, ye beto say we ya na ye mam. Ye tie kura se menana, o se kwesi we ya na ye mam. Into obi a we gospel musician now per se. Wadwuma we ye no obi poa, obi boa na wo susu so wo ye no. O concert beba, wo be ya adore, wo be release wo album listening no. Ka hu no say, hu ne be so gospel, on susu hia sa boa ne bi. Enti shas na wo so boa no, say the be ye duru wo so mre so a, obi so be ya mam. Don't sit in your house and think say you are bigger than anybody. Enti who there you who there who now a champion. Enti edru who there so there ye na in the America. Yemfa ye mafo in ngu dem ne mbe ye mam. But edru obi so there who there mo bi. The world is big, would all have equal opportunities for everybody. So be anya ma pepe na kofa problem aba. Let us situate this conversation properly and let every gospel artist understand. Because they are told to be. We need to also as a structure to say the meaning. Yes, we need to empower in terms of our productions. Your recordings. I think that by far we are not doing bad with recordings, especially when the aspect of live recordings issue ebem. And then when you are listening to gospel song, it's beautiful. A lot goes to the top seniors in the recordings is getting very beautiful. You bet my acco more than that. We can do a much more enhancement. But as for record label, as some there, but see, Obian himself record label, you for 20,000 Ghana cedis may be a record label. Obian himself to establish a record label, you don't need 50,000 Ghana cedis. Record label is one of the expensive structure to build. It is something even which the secular community up to today has not been able to perfect it. In terms of A&R, say, where you say in terms of management, in terms of PR, everyone said visiting in a way. We release it to me Hannah na 12 midnight till your story, you say, mommy. Yes, we need to tap one more about experience expertise in a woman. We need to go around and then trade among ourselves for the meantime. In between time, we need to trade. Say the buyer because you need to come out. You bet me say need no record label. It was canon. Unless they be a churches, no, so their churches no start here. Me and him sanka, or the quarter bet my and up to now, yente won't you. So Obi Anya Butamai, but I believe that the bigger future with gospel music is very bright.
Yeah, I think that some of the points here are very on point, and as some of them, so it's focused on the larger industry. You see, the first point that says that we don't have people that will share the world or the corporate world there, you know. I think that is good. So, Ultra article in 2022, and I'm sure this article, I think I may discuss over the show. So, and I've seen some improvement in that level, even though it's not massive. I think that we've now gotten people that showcasing Yama to corporate world. Into Osha, Diana Hamilton the last 2 years has a headline sponsor for the show. A week experience with Diana Hamilton. I think last 2 years to Ohima Messi Tabia, Taila experience. Into some of these things, no, their process. And exactly packaging, corporate comes in. That's the first part. And the second part, said administrative structure, no, it's the whole industry. And my industry, no, we are having a lot of issues. So be about say structure. Like we see, formally more banking sector. Banking sector, no, every bank in itself has built a structure. And that is what comes into that bigger structure, because they say, every bank in its structure, the structural elements they have in the bank, that's the HR, the rigs department, everybody is working within a structure. That's yes, to build that structure. Here, our regulatory or our mother agency is no more regulatory, but mother agency will be the creative arts agency. The creative arts agency, I know for some time now, I've been holding some of these workshops and things. I think that it's not just enough to have the workshops. If you ask me, I think that it should go beyond or from Naba one place. I think that they should go beyond taking projects and getting consultants for projects. Just I want to be but if they do it for 1, 2, 3 footprint people, I think that it will replicate. So now make catch earlier on said Joe program. We have like 30 departments, and yes, but everybody is an expert on his field where he's coming from, whether in real life or whatever. All this expertise never on board. So we have someone who handles sponsorship. We have someone who handles even the ushering. Or everybody from this field. And all these 30 people, when we are sitting down, just one person can't think of what our usher is going to do. What are this? And I remember on the day Christian and sending me say, I want car pass. And at that point in time, it was difficult for me to do something because everybody has his field and it was quite calm. You stress our structure now. Now you map our structure and we make sure this structure works within our individual ministries. The last time here, production mark with Kofi Donko, he was having a lot of issues on one another. Then I told him that Kofi, you have to have people to do this. Trust people to say, okay, one can handle this, and just be the CEO at the top and be looking at this thing. So it is an individual thing. I think that the ministries themselves, the gospel artists and their management, executive management themselves should take. It shouldn't come from any other person. I think if they take that decision, it will float up. The next point is holding young artists and climbing up with them. Now issue some years back, but I think in March, Joe launching in WeWeb Studios, or Adorni artists and Nyonyamni Luigi. And in the same match, Emoji so outdoor Jafet Ajiti. Into showing the performance not by your praise loaded now. He had a slot, our fair guy, to come and sing with me. And these are some of the things that Nick was saying in his article. Because you have to look at the next generation. So yes, it's happening, but it's happening by a snail pace. I am what, but it's a big issue. But the record label discussion, we have been waiting for the check for long. And at the church also enter an amount. So I also intrigued, some of these are secular people. They don't have 360 record labels. They have some people who do distributions for them. They should also look at our side a little. I'm using this platform to call on them to look at our side a little. Some of our people have great content that not 360. You can just do a distribution deal. You can just do every other deal. Have discussion. If you think they are feeling, yeah. Exactly.
Encourages the
thank you. We would have encouraged all of this. So first of all, we have to make them understand. Like as example that my earlier, if they don't understand, they will not even go ahead and do the process.
Right, that's it. So structural weaknesses, defects in a woman. Nick Solomon got it spot on. Yes, or maybe a reference or a prophet, because in some of in a few years back, it's still very active today. Let me start off with the issue of that one-man business when it comes to gospel people. And here I need to salute Nasi. Because I hear that is praising Kofi and her wife for that great thing. But let's not forget that there was one man called Nasi once upon a time. Now, Mekai said in November 2014, Obekaya Brawesi, One God concert. It was same. It was sponsored by First Atlantic Bank. At that time, I'm a branch manager or North Industrial Area branch. And I got First Atlantic Bank, packaged the proposal, and they sponsored it fully. To be one of the keys to the entry, they call that concept was a Visa prepaid card. So, it depends. Let's give them their flowers. At the time, Namikai said, Nasi, those days, now in one man. And we say, I'll be fine. At a point, he noticed that he needed hands and began to talk commercial. It's myself, Sally Pimpleman, and other someone. This one I'm saying it for the first time. People didn't know that there were people working at the background to see No Tribe at that time, flying so high and playing all the gigs in the country because there were people behind. And now, Mephi Bank in my back space in front, so the energy was there. So people have understood this thing some years back. Nick Solomon is not wrong; he's very right. But it is just individual, few. Until building industries, we don't build it around one person or just two people. You need a class action to be able to do that. It must be replicated, and then knowledge number. You can say no. Now artists are opportunity or more limelight. Let them begin to open up. It's difficult for gospel artists to open up. I don't know why. Meaning say selfishness. So what they must begin to understand, say, you freeze our era now. You freeze our era now. Ofio say, me. No.
Yeah, but we don't go see. We're just dribbling.
No.
Wireless activation.
Back in the day, and so now we move into. So I'm saying that let's move away from that and trust people to put structures together, because industry say knowledge, skilled people, professionals whom. That is lacking. They should open up a little bit. Open up. They be that's why we always find problem because artists you are not trained to be a PR person. The other bit is the commercial side of it. You were skilled and professional people and these are all in the gospel fraternity. Now, I heard some women say, first now, if we allow the structures to work, artists no be jai sakasana ubisa na pelse by God's grace. No, bien himself, you Christopher. By God's grace. How did you do it? Oh, it was God. It wasn't. So begin to practicalize the faith and give us numbers. That's what the business world wants to hear. In Peace FM, how did you do it? It was just by God's grace. No, it was by God's grace, but there were some tactics on the ground that a Guinness Ghana is listening that produced the numbers. So what is it? What are those numbers? say streams no and I who say definitely new best 12 now top 12 now or Apple tunes as well. Now a lead chat now. Say it. How did that happen? Say it. We all believe there's God. And on that business world no want to hear. And you the artist, because you don't know, over the Trump piece of you be say oh nyamiadom enye radia. Ye name say ara radi. Until they must begin to go veer off that. Now allow PR professionals, employ them. Now, munja a family business, no. Now more farmer professionals to handle so that you concentrate on the ministry.
The family project professionals.
That's a good question. I'm say from the beginning, I think say near you kind about the structure. Maybe structure and I see differently. Yeah, feel say me an artist. I was seeing me manager, me way, me publicist, we are me new money juma. But I think if we are seeing this in a way, say I will not advise artists to pick to say Nino the manager because even international world most of the top artists now they are now working with our managers. The facts are there, you can check. They are working with our managers. What they do is that they hire people on the go. It's all the concert. No, I hire a nipa. No, ma be jumana mano. No more. Because many of them are realizing the distraction are maintaining a standard. Every day, whatever you are doing, you have to bring the same person. Sometimes they go stale. They do a cramp no beautiful for any new energy be an idea be or the year you may be. Now, because you are aligned with one person in Tinonitas, you are stuck with him. And ultimately, a lot of confusion never. Intermediate, it's about time we bring a new dimension where people should have set up as professional. With CNS, you are a professional manager. You are not working with a particular artist. Any artist who needs your service. Any artist who need your service can come and hire you for a moment. You sit down, you negotiate, you agree, you take your pay. Project we no person release it. Okay, so for a new way there, major say, me my promotion ni be amount. Who we are where we next artist embra. So 3 artists no new year juma also work whole department. I think that is the way to go. Because nya ye chile no. We are juma man, this concept.
Pretty loaded.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you work with how do you call it? Joe.
No, not full time.
No full time. This is the way to go. So you are available for everybody. I will be in your mouth.
But I've been doing it. I do for.
But some you can't send here. An artist should have a manager. An artist should have a publicist. That is what I think.
But there's some core. There's a core part.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
So instead of I don't want to
yeah.
But instead of high
Yeah.
That will probably after
yes. Yeah. Good. And okay, that means I think you are getting it along that. And I say, well, I'm sure conversation yes say permanent team, which sometime years ago, no sana artist I would say me permanent person. positives and negatives. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm. Okay. It gets to a point, they become stale. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, see what I say. Mm-hmm. Is any amino ananti actually? But maybe say no. The little experience I mean, and me feel say the negative outweighs the positive. That is how I see it, because yes, I have my positives and they are negatives. They are negatives, yes. No, it has gotten to a point where you see familiarization comes in, timelines are
But that's your
What
problem.
am I saying?
It's because you've not properly managed the system.
I'm talking about
What if
reality.
professionality, a bus system anymore, you will not experience that. It means that whoever that you are with it's not professional.
That is how you are saying, but me can
It shouldn't
say
still. It should rather make it better. Because the more you do it, the more you become experienced, and the more the business grows. I don't agree with you.
you don't agree with me.
I don't agree.
That's good. But me say the little experience I have, some of them familiarity comes in and it becomes stale. Some of them may not even upgrade themselves, but the new one, artist be here, you go for the person, you engage. But because you have a permanent person with you, then it becomes a problem. I didn't say just see will be a pop up with new ideas, new energy. Now jam in wakofano at the problem ba.
Bra. Now the American is a video so now can talk. Since the main artist in air performance are a gospel artist, no, your mouth small time show your disgrace. Honey, do you by any day? No, me as who gospel artist. Yeah, just 7 minutes man for 3. Wouldn't say okay. Show your ways. They are normal. They are getting raises. I'm waiting for one day where a gospel artist will do a show and will bring in quotes a secular artist to do the curtain raising. Meaning
No tribe has done it. Kwabna 2014.
Yeah.
Kwabna. By that time, we're releasing the Kwamami.
Yes.
On no open show, no, it was same.
I remember. I was there.
Thank you.
I was there, but I'm saying, apart from Kwabra Komara time we see beyond that. Obi beyond that. And I Kwabna me just say, say Kenata or boy back even
I think that someone did come Eugene and
wine. Thank you. You see the angle because now I throw gospel in me boy. Mama chesa or babe body nyumbi anyansa wom. But it will not happen because the container should produce the content. See. Research now. What was yes?
Think about the response.
The gospel event. What? But you know, cry woman said, Mike now. Secular needed the boss is here. Road manager. I go with my well, you see the challenge you're having. And challenge now you want research near clear. And now Frankie Kasemi is the biggest true everybody's afraid. Okay? The first person that learned to hide to fire was Jesus Christ. He gave a parable in the book of Luke. He said a master rented a guy to take care of his thing. When he came back on year productive, or Pamon, and or Pamon open yes, or call back, echo Crawford, your more Kenyan, and or heading, or can buy. So hiring and firing is a gospel, or is part of the gospels, but it's difficult for us to hire and fire. Make a detachment. I intentionally use the word rebel. I know I'm using that word. Because the time detachment becomes a very difficult thing for us to detach, especially when you know a car say, suffer from who are with talent. Me, I'm to me from 11 years. Me, I'm leading praise and worship. Who from us will start to me soon. Who will start to me so now I escalate me out of them. Yes, but that is where you are kept in the box. See a nasty story. Listen to all the gospel guys we have worked with for many years. What they've gone through. Ask Joe Better. Even rehearsal crowd was exhibition assemblies of God. Just to do a program for them crowd. It's not easy. Because sure no crowd here or warranty. What just sorry than they I said so for 20 minutes beer. Or no day or time no be any altar call. I say to say Nyumna preaching now preaching in now. What was it? Geometry that trono. Need there no kohaya. Echo far the message now we're preaching. What was it? But even at that place, we will recognize it, Papa. One my papa and Bekembia. So, oh, you're showing in the area at the end of the day. There's a figure be a son, no show. So the next time I'll use the tome again, even if it's cheap. What was it? May call out. Out now, come. Sika semu no to me ye. And at the Akobani say, Omun Bible ni ye do 19. Are your husband and wife business? Who can do could be Frankie 5? So they can't open up because they be blessed are the poor, for they shall see the Lord. So the structure they one blessed are the poor. On person obey who say he's making it. So modesty. Yeah, and yes, some sensible modesty. Modesty not to portray say me will be. I mean, me take up pepemu so because obia person investment kokain Moses in the book of Exodus, okay, 18:26 now. What's your boss? See, you are working too much alone. High men, high capable men. Bisanino, how many numbers in the idea stadium? And just small numbers. And now I can't Caribbean and can normally know. Say me, make us yanka. Shed your kind. Yeah, I invite you. I ever call auditorium, ever call stadium near shower line. The sound was solid. Obi otiho ma complain about sound e but at the same time oboa or say sound na live no e sweet than the sound within the auditorium. Or see a just sound mu ahi miensa. So 3 different people are managing. Did they make money or they came to do it as offering? If it's offering, next time you get them. We've done too much for free. Me, I have an example. Mechia sorry seminar take another dimension with the figure. Menya office I manager afi do mo frɛ frɛ netia bibi kakra. Wow. So for penny bia ono nyina me need go school. E ka che the youth one say you want to give that money to him. Don't give it to him. But me ha. E no invite you be fufro. Nipa ne fa plane difi Nigeria bad here. Oswe sikama. So that's why I'm saying that the value chain we are too common, and that is the problem why structure now can anyhow. Because 1 is family business, 2 yeah opina sikabo and family, and they be able to see a pay bibiako support at the end yeah pen free because freely receive, freely want to give. And yeah, but you sound light you're saying 40,000. One him said Namia the de koye entina so be sa as a gig be any chroma. It's a gig wo chrome. Now what gen light now? Or shares a light be a cable now enough for boys no. Frankie 5 will be show be but light old one as in do moon your cable no moon testimony that farmer and the original light now yaka say god you were Nimra company limited or they pass it in your home but light not the mount and yeah original one stone boy the ball baby am wa gin here. So our problem with the structure now can end and we are supposed to be the pace setters of structures as Christians. But brah, my last point is that the way we start is our problem. How did they come out as gospel musicians? The same channel, sorry no. So I saw in the wechi, and I could be sano. Hano sas here, no to new man or ha, Misha sorry Nasiano, no praise and worship for her, and then there were not a taban, oh friend crab at Tunuma, or see protocol, oh for because Aquano or annual program, or ni Ghana, who here show July. And to what friend say, yeah, friend, Frasima Simam said July, me here program bossy, catch up papa say mini chrome, ma gig, UK, and me got to ben no, Yamia Jumani to. I mean, you don't understand them because they have their ministry and you don't want to understand the gospel ministry. Shall billboards a year or suffer by a program, a billboards or yeah, Bakubia 5,000 crowd to me, Bob billboards back 100. Oh, can work a show now could be such church say. Yes, support to some 100 in 4 hours. So I'm saying back again, say, until you go and become successful and show it to them, you will forever be working like that as husband and wife in a church, and they will never support you.
Obi has said the best. He said the exhibition Assemblies of God issue is not true. It's a pastor in that church.
Asking which year did you become a pastor in that church? No, asking which year did you become a pastor. You should stop those lies. Do you know what happened? Well, we are going to Hano.
The passage you read, the story you read, but I think say because you center on gospel, I say gospel, but I think say a problem that even the secular artists they share a lot, especially with the teams. No, one man team, it all comes down to money, because whether you want to hire the person for a day, for a month, or even for a year, no, meaning that down sick up or financial wherewithal, never say I can even afford the best of the best, which is where I think say it goes back to the bank secret point, and now all can say, oh, men for manager near that will have even or your manager can sometimes or say or financial capability say or till usika winya sentino ebia how on look best structure no to actually put your needs ahead. No, it won't be like wakofa will be an album me say from nowhere say, oh, matisa winnie we are you don't know what went into it. It's me one year no. If you don't have some level of finance, like a way shame, I won't give that to you. But manager need to say your manager represents your needs, your interests, and you possibly will fear crowd when you go out. So you need that core team. Now moving on to the conversation of acquiring or matter or I think say when it comes to gospel for no, I don't know, say maybe I think they are actually building more people as in secular for no, and I don't know why I didn't get 9% because I mean say gospel for no more peer. At least the young people in the church they move with them, or we BVs, or the baby and sana or betting no or yeah outstanding performer, because we see like almost saw one sa lady be a Michiano, yeah, lady be a Michiano, Nana Sikapa or Kumasi. Just a what's in a voice I won't and pair her story no. We didn't do much, yeah, backing vocally. So I feel like this people they get the apprenticeship like
so what happened to Christianist?
What you are saying, you know, I don't know. Maybe our kind of question I know because I say a crime or about one. I think with the gospel about Bokwana to whole year, just that once again it comes back to the support of the church. Seeing say, okay, you phone or more corner or more ban, then they be holistically the moon in betting your picture. But with the artists themselves, I think they are doing well. Now moving on to record labels, I think that it will be hard for the gospel artists to get record labels who actually want to do not the church record labels, other record labels to work with them than even secular artists. Which of course I don't see a problem as secular artists full facing, but I think say secular artists might lead the game before more because mostly even behind this table. So when you're gospel artists don't only have an interview out, who say sometimes their convictions comes ahead of the business, and you can't take that to a table with somebody whose business is to make money. Or no who to say, yo, this will chocolate drink, how he can put his money in you, how he can market the product, and how he can make the money. But if your convictions tells you that that is a problem, you have no problem being on the same table with them. What you are saying, it's in a once again, it has to come back to the church. The church, their values, their convictions, then on one music the sponsor so that you amplify your convictions now also will be no. But if you want to tell why any record label me person we say brand we person we associate my cotton table ebony table almost on best sponsor me buy also you don't do fornication mommy for fear. You get it? So I think so when it comes to that thing, no, quite a big problem. Now, I think now the biggest problem and now you who say, oh, gospel for they are not going here, they are not coming here. It's all lack of agencies. And even with the agencies now, what any consultations, they have expertise. Particular things, that is why again I debunk Socrates' points. And they say you don't have to always look for new things to work with. There's always an expert. I know it's something like Image Bureau. They are experts in something. If I say lighting, they are experts in it. So why don't you and your core team now, ABI, you think you are still no? Go to the agencies, the consultants, partner with them for that project, do it. And then now, with team money, they also learn, they see the new things they are doing. Then they are also learning something new. So you don't always have to discard for because yes, sir, as an artist, creatives who are led by emotions over industry. But nonetheless, I think so far what he said, some of them are true. But when it comes to record label, I don't think gospel artists are ready.
Something that's why I don't know if you can do that.
Yeah, no, you know happy. Which no much. No happy. Huh? Which no much.
I had a question. Let's say Opa companies.
Ovi.
Companies are
What are we doing?
Oh,
Ginger, I'm sorry.
What's the name?
Marketing
I know kind.
Oh, yeah, check. Where is that disconnect?
You see, make you feel
You get paid. You get paid.
I didn't pay my answer. Why did you take money for this thing?
But it's so.
They want to hear the success stories. What are the numbers that brought about?
Sure. Dennis.
That's what was up in Colombia, was it?
Charlie, I beg you call it.
Hey.
Say again.
Show them. Give them. You see. Now I say, when you put out in a
This is why you didn't make it in the gospel fraternity.
no.
Everything about you is pounding fufu. Yeah.
That's the talent. I remember when I first saw the roof, I was running.
No. We got it.
Good enough. You stay Ghana. Okay. Where did I go? Where did I go? Kasani good at 50 Ghana. Catch a bag of beer. Zaka de she. Covid uncle. Covid go bani good in Zaka de she. Nananga. Zaka de she. Now Ferdinanga 50 Ghana.
There's a copyright conversation. I thought it was
It's copyright conversation. You don't see gospel talking.
Yes, we are one master. We are mistaken. Now I check.
Don't worry. So I've been so Maybe it's here.
This is sweet. The best,
Frankie.
the best on any
How are you? Talking here, then you are khaki castle again.
Oh,
It will be a comment.
good deal.
20, 40, 30 minutes. Well,
Two.
play right, yeah. Frankie, 5 Frankie. So play right, yeah.
Plays Right, a copyright initiative that began with Creative Arts Agency of Ghana, Mami Jankome Kufuado Edano. Onona or petition the French government through the French embassy to support our music industry. But one of the ways are the two many how to expand the music space because it looks too close. It's how do we expand it and get more professionals or more industry to champion the agenda of music. It's the French government through the French embassy at the home by the Omaja to now on support Ghana music space. There was an agreement that was signed between French embassy and the Ministry of Tourism, Arts and Culture. Say Omonfa Sika Mbira music industry, but in area of copyright. And no, ye be more ye abidu and one of the few things about out from your research and they say yeah to for be brave na any omodi music in common any home eduma aka de ba ko ewo my friend of copyright no aya na ehun nimde no ofem kakra nti most of the time no yenya copyright issues na be a problem means rope brand can say big people so say ombeka ombedi hun komo obo copyright no ma sorry artists in be because it feels like a very complicated area bia but it is not complicated. So otiasia obetimi ayo nieme ye. The aim of this is to be able to upskill the knowledge in copyright to the musicians and the music enterprises. Oh my God, now yeah, few education. Now fe you know ya penny pabe 20. Now ya pay an MDF for music distribution industry named SSM. To certify them as international music publishers. We the idea to for register last 2 weeks and almost selection no out of almost 160 people who applied, 20 Ghanaians have been selected, and officially they will be adored for us to know who these music enterprises or practitioners are. I almost go through this training for a period of months or years to certify them as professional music publishers sitting in Ghana, you know, to collect the works of Ghanaians and publish them globally and bring the foreign direct income here in Ghana. And a lot of training because of and the general training I war copyright move. Copyright, any music publishing, and you know, time when I say me to Abel Fontaine time. So I bring Ben SMD, I bring Ben SMD, businessman, be not here. Then needs our protection a war home. Ninano, one this piano, and Yasha from 20th of this month. Oko Creative Arts Agency website, at the Facebook and an Instagram. Yeah, the publication after a link no unya sa this and we are click here no register. A better training, a series of training. I free of charge French about to are expert in the music entrepreneurs and also be a person music business no especially in copyright and music publishing, where a very big opportunity.
And 20th,
20th na training HRC and Pachai. It been lasted for about 6 months. A continuous training. And no na Oma ya pick your mono a the intensive course. It's way a basic course in music business, which is the copyright and music publishing. Basic one a free higher courses are anytime you can in person or Jumbo Spaces, other venues with Beba, publish your Creative Arts Agency sites. But this way online, only every core interface in which me if you can have the training at home at the comfort of your home, free of charge.
Wait.
Jumbo Space is a creative space, creative education. I say a whole institute, but training. It's a school. Jumbo Space will behind Trade Fair, just behind Trade Fair. Or call kick for on more left side on big shop, yeah. Everybody, and I mean it's been welcome because we see the richness of the people who have registered and showed interest, and I'm excited even about the selection. Some of the names I saw, I was very excited. I'm like, oh, okay, so we are getting there. The names who are very passionate about getting the knowledge in music and music business. We have them in Ghana here. Young guys are go through a lot of training to handle our musicians in Ghana.
I'm sure that those of you listening, those of you in creative space, you take this opportunity. I'm going to tackle me just a week today. So now what you are every year. We are not giving not just take the visual the creative aspect. And also, make it wrong.
Law now. Parliament pass Creative Industries Act 1048, not any LI any legislative instrument I bema law no I operational now properly I best set out creative arts agents na money 2 million the be adwuma na asset out your creative arts fund no so that LI na lacking until enra the CEO Accra Tourist Information Center no creative practitioners say what oman mu nyina selected of them from Upper East, Upper West, Northern, Central, Western, Eastern, Volta, and the whole day, a stakeholder engagement on the airline. Inti yajete joma dream, ene inputs nina there feel say Lord baby any baby enye no kanina. Inti atosho nina there too. Any CNRA. Inti ya can say the better attorney general rep now or drafting in. Na waiting ya prepare no dia to parliament anim no mahwe asana o masori so afi we be ko na wi asana o masori so na ye hu say ya approve airline na afi ye di edwuma obi am be ka say ye illegal na agency no ye illegal airline ntia but say ya no ye di hu dwuma wi stakeholders abehwe o mo say ebi nye ya fa nyina ti drafter no ebehwe no dia tum na afi ye dia to parliament anim no apase ama
Well, first and foremost, my more Jankoma Abaso say, Musu say, Anamo we ne Frank at Chochode. How far the qua? Inti Mebo Mabaso, Creative Arts Agency. A man for trouble, and say, Mushachiria Moya Juma. And this is one of the key things industry, here. Education, the structures. If it is any idea and see the structures, it me build the structure need na industry knowledge. You see, the Biamekao Hansi say near DN bar on our knees, ignorance. So Bekaya, me say film industry, ignorance and the DN bar on our knees, and stupidity is keeping us on our knees. In Tisani media way no, ye be at the beginning now in car. Ya nye mistakes bebree ya. Thank God, better late than never. More how do you call it? The music sector. Mesre, can the film people also have a window on the copyright area, no. And nice special.
I'm saying you can say French embassy.
Okay.
Or one is one same Brahmi.
No, me count under this same.
Under this same say a fund French government Ghana buying through Ministry of Tourism. Strictly it's for music expansion. It's a bit more creative window. And I make us no, don't lose hope yet. Monsieur Omuti, into petition can ye no muti. Can ye?
Now, me say this same thing a copyright, broad copyright technically, a cutty across. So can the filmmaker a neck or see an out can he also come and learn?
Yes, a filmmaker can. No, it's not just for copyright spans through
exactly.
A painter
can just music.
Yeah, it's because music now for money now, but interest in mommy, but be our creative practitioner. Nema will be creative, it's all protecting them.
Exactly.
Ain't a bit to me knowledge, obit me Bemo Jumano, Acadia back where one might be protected a Jumana, even no any kind of copyright. But it is for all creative practitioners, not just musicians.
Okay, one area Mr. Muso say on this copyright issue, moon pushing a fashion. They are so bankrupt when it comes to copyrights. Fashion. Omwa a designing tari seamstress for no more designing cabane niemano. They are so bankrupt, they don't patent their creation. They don't even know, they have no idea that they can even copyright their creation. I beg you, your next move should be on fashion.
I'm saying that's it. 20 years back we see say wow, you're a creative practitioner, piano. Just go on Instagram and just add Creative Arts Agency or Facebook or the website. Now register. There will be a lot of conversations from 2 p.m. and panel near rich panel. And Kofi, I must be proud to say one of the panel discussions is being led by Kofi Kakari, a gospel musician. So he'll be part of the panel discussing and having that conversation around copyright or a rich experience. One of his songs, we bow down and worship. Yeah, it became a global hit, but people did not even know the owner. It's in South Africa, and the whole knowledge around it, is going to be shared during the panel discussion for lessons to be learned. Yeah,
I think so. All kind, my food, but I'm sure, but I'm sure that come here meeting in person, and you know, you reach make this time. So I think
twofold.
Yeah, it was twofold. So I think some can be
online and in person.
At least in person, yeah, you can still make it available online, so that some of us can also access it. Because me,
don't mind them. Spend time, go and learn.
No, I don't mind spending time, but I can't
go and learn.
What if I'm not going to stay in the country for 6 months?
Technology. Meanwhile, no. Or so much time looking for say or copy gig about, but so because you who
I am the last person for that. Who be so catch me when it comes to knowledge. Me find Diago. I heard it. But I'm also looking at it. Just to the
maybe I don't have a hand crop for shame on you.
Bro, what is me particularly? Me very excited. But we are very excited on the aspect of say, especially the airline, and Hong Kong to Jana, said the bear through it, the establishment of the Creative Arts Fund can come into session, which is a very good news. It is the bedrock of the industry, and who being here said, "Bet me, ISR institution." So I salute the efforts and the office for what they are doing. Kakra make us say mini frank and the same. I think by far the industry when who assemble people who have to come and listen to issues and deal with that. I believe some of us will not be far from your ears and with your pen if you are writing the names of people who you have to invite. And so I'll be surprised, for example, in that meeting here, Moka say Nipa 30 people from Tamale Bolga.
Nipa 30
over 200.
Over 200 people were by.
The Mobia stipend, the Mobia hotel.
Rebo, in your hotel, I said, Mituka Benya Haya, Fabenya Hanamit. Makati Hill. So some of this information, and consider the say, I don't know. You must be say, we program now. We don't always say about with you. In your opportunity to buy radio, so we amplify it. You can't watch them. No, be a teacher, no. Get to watch them. Other year also to we are also stakeholders of the industry. Your managing artists, your brands. I know me, we can also share the knowledge, of our artists. Because it will surprise me, say, any people with Tamale Bolgamu in Ababy share Ukruma, Accra, regional capital. It's under the creative art agency. Now, and some of us are even closer to you than even your wristwatch. Not you're aware about it. So I believe, sir, whatever is happening at that secretariat, now that you are working in that office, at least try as much as possible. Extend that. They said that we extend the call. It's just a text message. Because BBC extend it. Send a text message. Let's try as much as possible. Look at the industry tree that we are building, and take away personal sentiment and personal issues, and build an industry that will go to benefit all of us. I think that we have to look at that, and it will serve all of us a good purpose. But it's a good thing you people are doing. We'll all come and learn and then support it.
Copyrights are very essential, very, very essential. In fact, many group pack was a tarry a gospel gospel for I was say a man tam copyright issues because eduma no mo ye no sebe imrada ho the how you have to even do it to ensure say that chibi no say who knew how business I would do voice here no ma betimi edidi ho. All of it has to be in place. I think what Socrates is saying is 100%. Munya mrema sa time no so because a performance na yafra wa ka wo be enti adenti na obi se besua knowledge na wo de bebo wo aden ho ban no besua ne for free no. What's also per online Mr. What's also per online understand? Ebia na obu ha or baby no ho utimi kran ba opese wo hwe. But sometimes let us also encourage people. Sometimes ko obu ha event na se no utimi bisa question bi enya wo answer bi o. Ye wie na we ni for example no. Ebia wo bisa question ya nkomo bi kra wo di kra timi bie punu bi ma na timi obenya mo se bra one mo se bra ti mo nko na yen ko sua ade because Ghana ha no it looks like you need the show no ho ese business no e ho so na se kan wo.
Say main podium and yet ye said what page in this one idea about what's happening. And that's one of the issues that I've always said. I'll fight with Socrates. As for Frankie 5, I've decided not to call him. The reason is because at BBC now we say, oh Charlie, so what happened this thing here? They say, but get Frankie 5 in number. What other people are not being fair. If we run these things that are meant to build the industry as also Teyank, I think it won't help. But brother, no matter what it is, I believe, sir, when we build the people around us, we'll go a long way. So, for example, BBC Aba, now, if I say, your deputy CEO, or no name, or say or share for a year registration because who says some key people or no young come over it means he was excited. I also believe say onim nyama e koso industry no yet ya they be a didn't come on make no me know because I say I don't know how honorable Kwekuman is no yen but honor me come say any page no so na me one ka right. What I saw on the page, and said if you want to attend, you can register. But whether the comment can go, meaning we went through the whole system. You know, it's a sort of here. Contribution, they are all can. And I'm what they mention us here. And I'm saying, I've gone through since I make say, but go through it. People say play whatever registration of kind. I've gone through to go and register. And I'm saying, and your page you should have what? I don't know anything about it. Ally no me yet. My kind through the ally.
Because
Martina see ally ya the tinam and I make us say if not here. And you say be a me campaign you wanna go picking at the bayanka. Meaning but more contribution be a nanka beboa. What I say? It's the American say. And Crawford baby said, well, no, not Chemeye. No matter what we think about. And he knows what I'm saying. Say, who to me planted people. Or Penyibi. Oh, yeah. No. You will new raffo. And I man can hear and translate to the world. No, not Chemeye. And go for you, they saw Modi or Modian. You won't work. You're Modia.
You didn't know D and then you're accommodating. I don't know if it's okay.
Was a son of Can, yes, son of Kaba, and funny there.
Oh,
yeah, but no, hey, my call,
no,
hey, quite
fine.
Yes,
fine. Me,
can you come and call you by me? I am getting gradually listening as if, and when we find out, let me come honorable come and just say, there be I at TV this one. What can we do? I don't know. Wako come wa friend you wako comment what do I say? Yet yeah, cause I not say honorable so chibi bibi in. I ask myself, saying na oyen. What did them gonna say? It means and I nyina just say oh will say nipa no will say. Bra me nim say esi so that say oh wura baby. I wouldn't say nipa no te ho no. One no e click. Just come use that word. Oh kwa there's a certain way I do with them. And to oh Charlie, this guy now is a deputy CEO of the creative arts place. And at least in Koma ye nyina no. BBC be see I bet it. But one think a see now go can you know say oh but you know say be your friend I did somewhere like that why if I talk like that Charlie if I can know the miss say my first problem what the AC who say Mr. Frankie 5 say omunya target group it shouldn't be an wholesale opening for this trading. It shouldn't be an wholesale I mean yanka ubaya specific. This is Telecel Ghana Music Award for you. Yet me be at the end by specific. Yama you say Celestine Donko, the manager anyway, you say wait. Udenya 30 letters or 50 letters for specific people. And you say these are my people. When they don't attend, you have a record to show say me training, copyright training. I send letter to so inviting them to attend for free through their managers and they didn't come. What did we give us here? But we have to open no man. We'll come back to square zero.
Yes, the background and the comment now. The conclusive comment on teaching the assembly academy is in the comment. But this is I'm going to give you a percent. Deputy, acting deputy, see that creative agency now over here you back and mommy which end includes our crowd, not over here. If you will be a editing action, you hear a creative art agency, written about the teaching of Babel. My acting, the crowd from Fremont. The crowd in our Katapu, the demand, apparently, you might go here 5 months. Try to see they were thinking about their acting. I think I get more creative arts and so with mana on the new and yet politics, and they kind of prelude the cool friend. Yeah, that one, but we can't bring the look to because the also pay friendly. You're right to the at least you are media friendly. Of course, only media friendly. because of my baby. They can't do
And yes, virginity more or available, but as a media for now, I'm one cream man. One cream man.
Yes, man. No,
In the office or can that, yeah.
the office, come to talk about
Oh, say,
let me see.
oh, I want to hear you, Murphy. It's even from one cream bano or a nice person. I say, movie brain as a one so one cream bano. Oh, very, very open and free hearted.
Because we now where I live here, but cancer man to I'm kind of
But to Macacra.
at least don't hear now where fast over
na mega ọma ya na fufuo da ọmụ game me nti ase wo misre de se bu kasa asem na ya medwen ọkọ ka wie no na ase media hype enye bi ni ana brother ase ase atia na di ahori go kan sa kwam yuji ni akoyi ntokwa yi ye pere se mu ere fa kwam yogurt se kwam finalize ọmụ wie ọmụ si media hype na ya fa so a hype entia wo hwe ha eti na ama we no me mpese yemu ya no mu edu what I say na it say obi ka se wanye due diligence efia odo ofre na onsa the odi no fruit say okop pool ano staircase me hu ye me hu why is it consas unfortunately for me who former body users can say but former body
Who are the users?
what's say
Who are the users?
but they are owning them gradually by asking me questions but they make kind of say I'm saying sir
What do you mean by who we are the users can say?
but they are watching their live on Facebook and so they are testifying to that.
So they are the users.
I mean, I have not seen the previous and the current, but the American said, I'm one party that clinically I have never stood against or bear beer one hands anybody. Because, bruh, yeah, you put my dear kakran. So, open my dear ma wasn't a tility. Oma the pam yading.
I can't slap my dear.
Oma the pam yading because we have breast data more. Who can breast data man go for here? Omobre. Who took one grand to the man? Obre. One shall copy child shop. To them adult. And yes, it's a fiano.
But it's a fian.
What my title? But Mimi says I'm your friend.
You better say, oh, Fian.
There's a fiano. Game now, Paluta, Edibon, we want to meet that. Onyaye second. What's it? Yaka onyaye neka onya on tinkrani. Then best chance. Sister Fia or anybody. It makes a lot of sense. A son say, onim the person the body here. So if you want to enhance your body, I don't have a problem. Because wow, sure who are him. Now we jao. Now we say why a kosoro kobo. But bono you bet my bibi any kosoro na appear. Why wouldn't you go? Get us if you can get the money to pay for it. Why should it be a problem? Bible say, Esther chapter 2. Slaves nyinaa ba together na ɔmo nyinaa pray ni Hazazos akɔtena baabi a Vasti fie no. Esther baeɛ no ɔnsɛn fata. Busumi nsia yɛyɛ no cosmetic surgery biblically. That is where this surgery started. Yɛyɛ n'ano, yɛyɛ ne skin, yɛyɛ ne to, yɛyɛ ne ho to befit the status of going to visit the king. So obi anybody, it's not body shaming. Rather, say we are kosuru kobo. Na sha atade na emfata wo. Wo hye slit and pick. Ye twa that. Now from abem. Enko ye. Me debi am ka tell me situation over me ho a. Bryce abehye e wo sa atade na se no. Fe no be fitting. But on fe no ba o. Wa hye no cap Bryce e ya be fitting. E da obdi atade no ekọ no akọhye cap Bryce no se anko ye. Enti we say Ghana hat titiri no. Enko upam no hands money pa. Every time o January I say no I say because Bryce no the be measurement enye no hye. Enti wo hye na nufu enko ye nufu obi aba ko so se ba ko. E bia salam obi nufu ba ko so se ba ko. Enti wo hye Bryce wo hye obi hye Bryce line na wo ha no or adjust ya. Wo say da but o le Bryce hook ni da ha. Right Bryce say da ha. Esa no nufu I say I say pai. Na I appeal address. It is so big catch obi say sister fear body obi koi why hands here. Dear me who any dear. This is appealing to the eyes, tasteful to the mouth, and it is appreciated by the users.
I think that maybe I can't say you need to see upon your cookie because I am stressed. Well, I'm my stress. Video. Oh, I think that no, fair body. I said I've seen her I've been with her. That's how she looks like. Debbie, Mitchell said on music awards, she comes to the stage to perform now.
So you're right, I'm right. The users know the previous and the current.
We'll put on Mom Kakra. The more the Kakra, that's what I can say. We'll put on Mom Kakra. Until you say, or a basti, and until we'll put on with Nama, why more hands, more than and they be a minimum, but on quite many years, what you know that.
Oh,
no, whilst we were yet sinners, Christ died. Keep your word. It's a scripture. Whilst we were yet sinners, Christ died.
Why am I addressing you?
I'm just helping. She's my sister. Well, follow scripture.
Oh, brother. No, but what is that mean? Who be a man kada?
No, but I like it.
You see,
I like the way he's doing
it. You see, this is it. You brought me here in my capacity
as a manager,
not as a publicist.
Thank you.
In my capacity as a manager of Celestine Donko.
So there are limitations. No, but I buy into it.
Me watch out my class my head.
No, but I buy into it. It's dangerous.
The same way as you're saying, you come and also tell you no, let the publicist come.
Oh,
yeah, don't tell me, oh.
Okay. No. You see, no, brother, are you telling me, sir? Question your baby, sir. I am mandatory or something else. Thank you. But that's it. Oh, but we are not here to discuss husband and wife now. They say I'm give back more country. I say we are husband and wife business. They also need to be husband and wife. Oh, then I want to keep it as yes, please. But as a husband, no, if you are semi qualified, and family bedroom. She was the one who made the statement. I didn't know why she made the statement, so I can't speak to it. Thank you.
As a husband, will you sponsor your wife doing something on the body? Is that the question you are asking? Because I see it on the text. Open a try. That's what it.
Will I do what?
You want to answer? Hey,
No. I want to hear.
will you ever sponsor your wife to change her shape?
Will I ever sponsor my wife to change her shape?
Yes. As a husband, not as an artist.
As a husband?
Yes.
I am not sure.
I think that
But is this a Ridonko we are talking about?
No, he
but
is
she's naturally
not
endowed.
sure.
She is naturally endowed. Front and back.
Question, you don't understand. You can be endowed. You can be endowed. No, you can be endowed by Tubum. So when we're talking about people enhancing, you can be endowed by Tubum. People have been endowed here. They're going to remove the Tubum.
But the user is not complaining.
And the user just told us that he's not sure. Fidechi abo ani sunku. Eja ni so ani sunku. Bra, na only ginger net say. I say yeah, ginger ne ko ye won. 0277 609 644 0277 609 6. Kofi don kwa tobacco when tua. Na that met dan can will be a young dan.
Why should I pay? Why should I pay?
Met dan can we fee.
Madam producer. Mama is